4 years is a very long time in tech, but that's exactly how long Microsoft has taken to give us HoloLens 2. Yes, it's introduced a new mixed reality headset, which is practically better in every way and different in just as many. If you want a HoloLens 2, it's going to cost you $3,500. But then again, Microsoft doesn't really want you to buy it. This is aimed very much at businesses. Microsoft thinks it's nailed exactly what mixed reality is for, and that's education, and some mechanical engineering. So if you don't mind me, I'm going to go fix an airplane. It's got a Top Gun jacket. Brilliant. Yeah. So what's new on HoloLens 2? First of all, the field of view has been expanded hugely, and I don't mean just widening. Microsoft says it's also expanded it height-wise. So in short, it's no more of that tiny little mixed reality display. It's a lot more immersive and it's a lot more useful. But before I go too heavy on the tech spec numbers, the main takeaway, at least for me, is how much more comfortable this new HoloLens is. Now, there's a lot of reasons for this, but perhaps one of the most major ones is the way that Microsoft has re-engineered the headset, bringing the weight from the front of the device to the back. This means it doesn't really rest on your nose so much, but more on your head. The refined design also includes just one single band that wraps around the back of your head, instead of having several straps messing up your hair. The HoloLens now has a carbon fiber build, which takes off some of that weight, and the whole thing seems to run a little less hotter, probably because it's not positioned against your forehead. That said, they have introduced a new brow guard, and that's also for hygiene reasons. If this is being used in hospitals or in messy engineer halls, it's just easier to clean, and it just makes a lot more sense for these enterprise uses that Microsoft is pitching. This time around too, the visor flips up, which makes a lot of sense if you're interacting with other human beings and not just staring at holograms. Now about those holograms, they're so much prettier this time. It might just be because the field of vision is so much bigger, but it feels a lot more immersive and less like a tech demo like the original HoloLens sometimes felt. How do they do it? This time around, they've embedded tiny cameras within the nose bridge, which are tracking both the distance of my pupils and generally what my eyes are doing. The clever part here is that doesn't just mean a quicker start. That technology can also be used for eye tracking and even for retina scanning. Say you wanted to log into a system. That means you could kind of share a HoloLens between several people. They'd put it on, it would recognize your eyes, and you'd be right into the system with your own user profile. But back to fixing that plane, we were using Dynamics 365 Guides. It's a new program, it's a mixed reality app from Microsoft that was announced alongside the HoloLens 2. What does it do? The clue's in the name, it's guides. But they're a lot more exciting and surprisingly more fun than they sound. So the first instruction is I need to locate this wire and then pull it out and pull it up, out until tight, which I think I'm doing. Snap the wire down into the 4 clips. Do not interfere with the red box. Jesus, sounds serious. Guides mix together photos, text-based instructions, and crucially, mixed reality holographic arrows. This means it's kind of hard to mess up, and it's kind of fun in the process. So now I need to tuck it into these clips. You can probably see these clips here running through. There's also a very gentle red outline of a red box that I am not allowed to touch. So you can't see it, only I can see it. It is kind of like operation, you're right. The HoloLens 2 really shines when it's showing you things you can't see with your own eyes. So despite those holographic pointing arrows and red boxes, the way it was able to demonstrate what's inside things is fascinating. These were very simple demos, but you can kind of really get a sense for that kind of mixed reality, augmented reality upgrade that helps you figure out how to do your job. So it's interesting. So you can see there's several plugs I could go into here, but on the hologram, we've got 3 of them with a red cross over them. So obviously I'm not going to be plugging it in there. So I can just go straight for the right one and hopefully get it right first time. But Microsoft demos here at MWC are only scratching the surface of the kind of things that are capable with mixed reality headsets. From Microsoft itself, it's been saying these headsets are tied into its own Azure surfaces, and that means cloud computing, AI, and all those kind of smarts. But what does that all mean for someone who's actually donning the HoloLens 2? It means the computer knows more, it's smarter. It means that while those cameras are looking at the objects, it doesn't just see dimensions. It can kind of contextually understand that, say, that's a sofa, that's a table, that might be where the model needs to go. It's all called semantic understanding, and that's where the real magic is with mixed reality. And again, sure, it could be any of these, but the HoloLens 2 is telling me this is the key I need. Yep, we got it. Green light. Got it. So relieved. And let's not forget, the HoloLens 2 also has a time-of-flight sensor built into it that can detect hands. That means less of this and more actual manipulation with your hands. You'll actually be able to extend objects, increase size, decrease size, all with a kind of very intuitive sense. So am I annoyed that Microsoft isn't selling this device at me, but more aiming it at businesses? Not really. It makes cold, hard business sense for the company to be selling this to other companies. And if we want mixed reality to become a reality, we need killer hardware and amazing features. At least Microsoft seems to know what it's doing this time, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Stay tuned to Engadget for lots more for MWC. We'll catch you around.